Hello, Cancer, Cancerians. Thank you so much for being here. My face. I'm Michelle B. And it's time for a little quick relationship reading. Find out the messages that certain Cancerians need to hear. Okay, what do certain Cancerians need to hear? Make sure and subscribe if you want to be in the loop on all the huge spectrum of readings that I'd like to do. Monthly, weeklies. I do weeklies every week. Okay. Whoop, there it goes. Let's get started. There's the tower. Oh dear, something happened recently that it just made you snap inside. Ugh, I don't like it. But it happens, all right? Something happened that's just like, that's it. Disaster. Somebody cheated on you? Yeah. It's at least emotional cheating kind of situation. And it puts you in a tailspin. You're like, what's real anymore? I don't even see the way this lady's holding her head. She's like, I don't even know what's real anymore. And her partner, your partner, he's falling too. If I'm speaking to the feminine, but this can go either way. Both partners are feeling like that was a disaster, but I feel like it's the other person that did something that caused the disaster. But it's because the relationship was never on a really solid ground in the first place. You could have been pouring all this love into it, but there were a few things that you or your partner or both of you were ignoring. Were choosing to ignore. We're choosing to be like, well, I mean, that's not something that we need to be concerned about right now. Okay, well, what's to be done, right? You saw it coming. I feel like you saw it coming, Cancer. What's to be done? Can you ever trust this person again? You never did in the first place, did you? That's one of the things, the foundational things that was keeping the connection from ever being stable, is that you never trusted them in the first place. And I'm not saying that they chose to do what they chose to do. They need to take responsibility for their part in it. However, when we're not trusting, we attract people to us that are not trustworthy. So I'd say it's not your fault that they did what they did, but you are the one that keeps hanging out with somebody that's not trustworthy. So keep that in mind, okay? All right. Advice? Juggling. That's interesting. I need another card, please, to clarify that. It's the Two of Pentacles. I need another card to clarify that. I'm feeling the strong energy from you that's like, well, if they're going to cheat, I'm going to cheat too. Is that really going to be good for you in the long run, though? Is that the way you want to live? Well, you love them still. You love them still. So you don't know what else to do. Chariot, that's you. In the major arcana, the Chariot represents Cancerian energy. It's like this purpose-filled drive to make things work. It's like, I'm going into battle and I'm making things work. Huh. Who are you, Cancer? Who are you? Are you this person that is going to keep hanging out with someone that isn't very trustworthy? And like the only way that you can cope with it is by you also doing the things that they're doing? Is that you? Is that what you're all about? Or is this who you are? You are a champion of your own life. You're able to release, let go of these challenges that come your way, these challenges to your ego. This is a challenge to your ego for sure. Release that. I think the main thing that makes you want to stay with this person is that your ego can't stand the idea that they may not want you the same way that you want them. And your ego's just like, no, I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make them love me the way that I want to be loved. Ugh. That's a big order for the universe to carry out. Okay. So what if you considered, Cancer, releasing the attachment to the idea that that people have to be in love with you the way that you want them to be in love with you? Just let him or let them, whatever the gender of the other person is, just let them love you the way that they do. Okay? And you have the kind of relationship that makes you feel good with them, even if it means not being with them. Even if it means being like, well, I'm in an open relationship. But just make sure that whatever you do feels good. I have never had a good experience with open relationships. I've never had a good experience with open relationships. So I can't really speak positively about that. I've heard other people have been okay with that. But if you know how much you pour into a relationship, if you know how much you have to give to a connection, are you ever going to be okay with them constantly having a wandering eye? Are you ever going to be okay with that? Probably not. You have to have some really good boundaries around how much you provide for someone else if you're going to be okay with that. So get real. Who are you? Who are you? What do you have to give, and what should you expect in return? Make sure that those two things are in alignment. That's where I have to leave off. I'm out of time. So Cancerians, please have a wonderful week, and watch out for the weekly readings coming up on the weekends and monthly readings at the top of the month. Be subscribed so you know when those are coming up. Love you. I'll see you later, Cancerians.